Coach, we'll start off with a brief opening statement from you and then go to questions for the student athletes.
Okay, thank you. Just like to thank the NCAA and Leslie and Sybil on the selection committee in Orland for everything, you guys. We know how hard you work to put this tournament on, and we really appreciate it. And the people of Greensboro, thank you so much for your hospitality. I just want to say that this has been one of my most fun seasons ever in coaching because this team is so tough and so fun to coach, and no drama and no selfishness, and it's just tough that we need to play a little better basketball today. We uncharacteristic turnovers for us that kind of hard to advance to the Elite Eight with that kind of possessions. So I thought if we hung around on the boards we'd be okay. But we never anticipated the turnovers. So just want to hats off to Florida State. Sue does an amazing job. They have a great team, and we wish them the best.
Okay, questions for the student athletes, and two coaches left. We have Katie Hempen and Sophie Bruner. Please raise your hand. We'll get you the mic. Wait for the mic to get there. Also designate who your questions to, whether it's to Sophie or Katie or both. And we'll get started as soon as anybody has a question. Questions, anyone? Just raise your hand. Okay, well then, thank you, Katie, and thank you, Sophie. We'll just go straight to questions for Coach.
Jody McCrary with the AP. Could you walk me through, I guess, the end game situation there? I know you inbounded the ball to Peace, and just get out of her hand, just slip out of her hands, or what was, what happened there?
Oh, we have a 4-second play, and where we up screen, and she actually had Kelsey open down the court. She's a first-year player. I'm not even exactly sure she knew what she was looking for. We didn't have a timeout. Probably would have rather had Lily get the ball first in her hands. But, she went with it aggressively, which is also part of what we would like her to do. And you know what? She looked at the clock, and then she slowed up, and she allowed them to poke the ball out. And obviously, probably don't want to do that in that situation. Probably just keep going and get the shot to the rim. But we practice for end-of-game situations. We're usually pretty good. And when we had our break after our Pac-12 tournament, we really went through these situations again and tried to get sharp. And, that was some really tough calls on Promise. The fact that she, our one senior wasn't in the game down the stretch really hurt us. And so we had a first-year player, and we didn't quite execute the play. Yeah.
Questions for Coach. Also, the Arizona State locker room is open right now.
Hi, Jeff Metcalf, Arizona Republic. Can you just talk about Romero and just kind of her impact on the game?
Yeah, she had a great game. We definitely, if Promise wasn't in foul trouble, when somebody gets hot against us, we put Promise on them, the Nigerian Nightmare, and they don't have a good game. And, she got some tough calls, and she was in foul trouble the entire game, so we couldn't afford to. We actually put her on her for a little bit in the second half when she still just had 3. But, it was disappointing because she was hurting us, and we weren't doing a good job. Lily and Peace weren't doing a good job guarding her. So I think Promise, could have gotten over those screens and gotten her space. not allowed her to create so much and not, you know, we wanted to play her right hand. We didn't want to leave her wide open driving left. And, you know, we just didn't play. She did a great job. She's a very talented player, and she really stepped up and would have liked to have had our best defender on her, but didn't work out.
Any more questions for Coach? Stay right here.
The run that they went on at the end of the first half, I mean, you've been in those kind of deficits before, but how much was that a factor just in terms of trying to come back from being down by 11?
Well, it was really disappointing because we just sort of gave them the ball. You know, it was just, again, very uncharacteristic of us, the lack of discipline. I mean, it's, you know, it's a young team and first time in this situation, and, you know, I think we didn't have as much poise, enough, you know, the poise that we've normally had. And, I mean, the turnovers were, you know, you can't set up your defense, right? So, I mean, it was just layups. So we felt fine at halftime because we knew we gave it to them. You know, that our half-court defense held them to probably 15 points in the first half. And we just needed to start taking care of the ball. And, you know, that happened. We tied it up. We had the game that we wanted. And we just needed to, you know, again, credit Florida State. We need to get our stops down the stretch. I mean, Katie got hot, which was great. You know, we were confident going to Sophie. We just had some, so even just off that free throw rebound, I mean, to give up a layup, I mean, that's just something that, yeah, disappointing for our defensive mentality. And yeah.
Any more questions? Coach, before you go, just Katie Hempen had an excellent game. Can you talk a little bit about her performance?
Well, Katie's been, you know, she's obviously one of our best shooters, and she's always clutch, you know, down the stretch. I mean, I thought she absolutely put us in a position to win the game, and like she does, like she has on many occasions this year, we need better end of the game defense.
Any more questions before we let Coach go?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.